Hello, everyone, and welcome to stream number 3 of the 90 Day Novel Challenge. I'm your host, Cody the Writer. I am here for the entire 90 days, but you have already seen enough of me this week. Let my guest introduce themselves while I say hello to our friends in the chat.
Hi there. I'm Charlie, or Charlie Ray Writes here on YouTube. And if you don't already know me, I am currently writing a dark fantasy with paranormal and psychological elements. It's called Project Reaper. I'm in chapter 5 at the moment, and it is going well, slow but well.
Love that. And so, what are the vibes of Project Reaper? Like, is it like what genre would you say it is? Did you say that? Did I miss that?
Dark fantasy.
Okay.
With paranormal and psychological elements. So it's like very dark, gritty. I would say that it's like, I mean, this isn't really a genre, but it's like borderline diabolical. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's pretty.
Love.
Like, my main character Delaney is morally gray. There's a lot of like dark elements and themes playing out in this book, and this is the book that I outlined, and yeah, it takes some very dark and twisty turns. Let's just say that.
We love to see dark
really
and twisty.
about it. Yeah.
Sorry about that. I cannot focus on chat and also listen at the same time. I'm so ADHD. It's crazy. I need to concert it to hurry up and kick in because I was trying so hard. But I love that. And is this the one that you've been like sending me snippets from? Like the snippet that I read?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I'm excited because I really did like your characterization of your main character and like how you introduced her and just like the ambiance that initial bit of prose like set. Like it definitely felt like it was going to be a bit of a gritty story.
Yeah,
that was just so apparent. So I'm excited to read it one day maybe. If you need a beta reader.
Oh yeah, for sure. I know you're like always up for it. I will send you a snippet later so you could see some like of the maybe not so morally ethical choices that my character makes, and it's also just kind of funny. But like I will figure it out, but it's like kind of long. I don't want to bore the chat.
Also, Tia says you look beautiful today. So I just had to put that on the screen there. We have so many friends with us today. If you don't know, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing 2 sessions of 20-minute yaps and then 2 sessions of 40-minute writing, because at the end of the day, that is what we came here to do, is to write. Me and Charlie were actually kicking up a little bit of a conversation before we actually went live, just kind of talking about like consistency of like sitting down to write and like trying to find the consistent like flow, like because whenever we get into the flow, sometimes it feels so rare to do that. And so I'd love if you would just elaborate on your experience a little bit, and chat if you want to talk about anything that you do to kind of help you sink into the flow a little more consistently. Feel free, because I'm open to any and all tips. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so we were talking about how like sometimes you can like really lose yourself in your project, and you start writing, you look up and like 5 hours has passed, and then there's other times where it's like so hard to just like sink your teeth into it. And you mentioned something right before we went live about like reading what you've already written, and I have that is something that in my previous project I did not do, because I was worried. I was like, I was gonna stop what I was doing, like go back and edit it, and just like waste too much time like actually editing instead of writing. Was like kind of the whole point of drafting that first draft. So I haven't been doing that this time, and I'm experiencing something similar to what you said that you're experiencing right now, where like the words are coming a little bit slower. I'm not like I'm not just like throwing out whatever comes into my head onto the paper. I'm being more intentional about it. And I think one of the reasons why is because I have been reading, which has in just like what I've already written in the previous chapters and things, just to kind of get myself back into the mood of the project, and just making sure that the voice is consistent and stuff. But that has led to like slower prose. So I don't know. I just think it's interesting how like prior to starting this project, I could write a lot in one sitting, even if it was a shorter amount of time. And at this project, I'm able to write for a longer period of time, but my words are coming out slower. It's just a weird.
Yeah. I'm finding a very similar thing with this, where like the lock in is like locking in, like it's happening and I'm finding the flow. But yeah, like we were talking about with this one, I feel like the words aren't coming any slower. I'm just being choosy about the ones that I actually put on the page. And so with that, and something that I have never done, but this is only my third trip around with the books, you know. So but on this third book, I am trying a couple new things different, because I always like to try new things to see what sticks, what doesn't, and ways that I'm always trying to improve my writing productivity, my writing flow. And just to make when I am sitting down to write, those sessions are more enjoyable, I guess. And one thing that I'm doing is I'm just throwing caution to the wind and writing the story that I want to write, and not worrying about market or anything like that. So because when I was on the Troublemaker stream, if there are any troublemakers in the chat, sound off. But I got the Two of Swords on their most recent tarot reading. And basically the Two of Swords is all about like you're holding too much, because she's holding two swords and she also has a blindfold on. And if only she would just let go of at least one of the swords, she would be able to remove the blindfold and like take on the task at hand and get a better, like clear understanding of what their surroundings are, what they should do. Is like a return to self almost. And I've really been taking that to heart, because I am in fact a woo-woo girly. And so I've been really taking that to heart, and it's actually been really like helping. And I just haven't been, I don't know, I haven't been trying to follow rules. Like I've been editing as I go, like, because while I am reading what I wrote the day before, it's such a short amount, because I'm only doing 1,000 words a day. So I can get through that in like one quick little 20-minute sesh. I can clean it up a little bit. And then immediately, once I hit the part of the page that's blank, I know where I left my characters, what the feelings were, what the scene was trying to convey. And so it's just been really working out in my favor. And yes, the like we said, the words on the page are slower. Overall, what I am reading back, I'm enjoying reading it back, even though I just wrote it.
And I think that is so important, first of all, to just like play and experiment with your writing process, and just to see what works for you and where you're most comfortable. But also like, there was something else that I was going to say, and now it's like, I'm like blanking out.
Oh no, it's okay. If it comes back, it comes back.
That's my ADHD.
Like
I just like, wait, I was going somewhere with this and now I can't remember my point. But it's so important to experiment and just to like play around with your writing process and how you write too. Like for me, I've been coming up against a roadblock where I'm like, if I'm tying my writing too closely with my content, I tend to write less, or I get the urge to write less. And now I'm trying to like pull myself away from that a little bit. And I found that I've been writing more, and I've been able to get more like, more into those sessions where you just kind of like lose yourself and everything like that. So I think playing around with the circumstances in which you write to is like almost equally important for me.
Agreed. 100% agreed. And it looks like chat has a lot of similar thoughts, like Belle Brooks talking about being very particular with how she wants the story to present. So I try my best to really outline the scenes that stays true to the heart of the story versus just putting down words. Totally agree. And I'm on that bandwagon with you with this 90-day novel challenge. And so, yeah, I'm already excited to eventually come back and read this book, because I'm already just enjoying what I'm reading now. And I'm still so close to it. I can only imagine how I'll feel. Maybe I'll feel worse about it. I don't know. Time will tell. But right now I'm feeling really happy and really pleased with what's happening.
That's great.
Someone asked, how can someone pursue writing full time? I mean, there are a plethora of avenues where you could go. I mean, you could, there's many jobs, like normal 9 to 5 jobs that include writing full time. But if you are maybe trying to be a creative writer full time, I mean, at least from my experience as someone who works a 9 to 5 job, you have to, I guess, first be comfortable with pursuing writing part time because, you know, not everyone can just drop everything and just write their stories full time. We do have to, pay bills, allegedly.
Yeah, that is an
Ugh,
unfortunate fact of life, isn't it?
I know. If we didn't have bills, life would be just so much more carefree.
Facts.
I would just be sitting here all the time on Beyonce's internet talking about writing, but it's fine. We persist until we pursue, I guess.
Yeah.
Also think tarot is a good way to read into my own mind and figure out what my subconscious is trying to tell me. I agree. Because sometimes it's like this message is for you. I get those all the time on my TikTok. Like, if you're seeing this message is for you. And I'm just like, okay, give it to me. And I'll see what I take from it,
As someone who plays around with tarot, I actually have 2 decks of my own. And so like I'll do a reading for myself every once in a while. I feel like tarot cards and like pendulums and all of that are just so good at helping you sort of like almost confirm what you already subconsciously know. It's just like a validation of like where your mind is at, which can be so helpful in numerous situations, but I think particularly with
I
writing.
agree. I mean, I feel like most of those things, like the pendulums and the tarot, are really just tools that we use to connect to the parts of ourselves that don't necessarily always come to the forefront of our mind, and just like see those things in our lives. Like maybe we've been feeling anxious all week and we haven't quite been able to pinpoint it, but sometimes maybe hearing that can shift and be like, oh, this is the source of all my problems. Maybe I should fix this. It's like we know this, but it's like you said, the confirmation, the validation that, oh, you know what? You're right.
Exactly.
It's so funny. Okay, before we jump into our first sprint of the time, I'm going to talk about something totally unwriting related. Have you listened to the new Taylor Swift album?
No.
Okay. Well, I have.
I do like Taylor Swift, but I wouldn't call myself a Swiftie. Like I'm not on that level.
Me neither.
I haven't really been paying attention, to be honest.
Yeah, as a queer theater kid, this was hyped up to be like life of a showgirl, very like glitz, glammy, showy. And while there were about 5 songs that I really enjoyed, there were a couple songs on the album. And if there are Swifties in the chat, please don't cancel me. But I mean, there have been many times where Miss Taylor Swift has dropped a lyric and I was, like kind of cringe. But like we embrace that because we're, I'm a millennial. I'm full of cringe. And so I love. And so, but this was the first time where a couple of the songs gave me the ick.
Really?
Like it was just like, I was like, girl, what are you doing? Like you had 12 songs on this album. Why are you letting any of them be diss tracks?
Oof.
Because there were like 2 or 3 different like diss tracks. And I was like, this feels gross to me. Like, and alleged, I don't know, nothing's been confirmed. I don't know the facts, but from social media, all of the diss tracks are against other women. And I just feel like right now in today's climate, I mean, at all times, women, hate against women. I don't like that. It makes me feel like sad because I'm like, oh, you're not a girl's girl.
Yeah.
And as a gay who is very much a girl's girl, I don't talk about my girls like that, like.
Yeah, that's icky. That's really icky. I feel like as a woman, we should all be girls, right? Like we should all be cheering each other on, and like people are allowed to make mistakes, and you can even dislike a girl, but like there's a level of respect there that should just be never crossed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Agreed. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the album. My favorite ones are the ones where she's talking about Travis Kelce's, you know, because I mean, there's literally a song called Wood.
Oh my
And
gosh.
so,
No
but I mean,
comment.
it's a bop. It's a bop. I ain't gonna lie. And but also like, Honey. I love Honey. So my top 5. Here we go. Are you ready?
Mm.
Opalite, Wood, and this is in no particular order, by the way. Honey, Life of a Showgirl, and oh, hold on, I had it. I sent Taylor and Wright a detailed breakdown of my thoughts. We had a good conversation yesterday. Oh, and Wish List. I love Wish List.
Okay.
But yeah,
Awesome.
those are like the only 5 that I really like vibed with. All the rest of them, I was like, this is fine, or it gave me the ick. So
Yeah. I have no comments because I've not actually heard any of the songs yet. But my favorite song by her is definitely Style.
Oh yeah.
It's the
James Dean, Daydream, Look in Your Eye.
when I tell you I used to listen to that song like for like 12 hours on repeat. I'm not joking. It was really bad. I was obsessed, and I'm still kind of obsessed with that song.
Listen, I don't ever claim to be a Swiftie, but if I am like turned in the club and like Romeo, take me somewhere that song comes on, I will be on the floor shaking some booty, jumping up and down, and I will be white girl wasted on the dance floor. Okay,
Yeah, I can understand that one too.
Come on. Anyway, like there's some bops, and so I was interested to see what she was going to do with this new era of being like the showgirl, the glitzy, the glammy, and I don't know. It just kind of there were a few that made me like, oh girl. But apparently, like someone said, a lot of the Swifties, like the hardcore Swifties, are also like, girl, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's just not a good look.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Oh yeah, Karma's a good one. Karma is a cat. Is my cat? Oh, my door's closed, so my cat's not in here. But Karma is, in fact, a cat, in case y'all are wondering.
Yeah, that tracks.
Okay, really quick, because now we have like 2 minutes before the start of our first sprint. What is your short-term goal for this first session?
So for this first session, the short-term goal is going to be to, I think, just kind of like read and catch myself up, because I'm not gonna lie, it's been a hot minute since I've like actually pulled this up to work on it seriously. So I'm gonna just like read and catch myself up, maybe write like 200-ish words, hopefully. Like that's the goal. That's the goal.
Love that. So like just a quick little refamiliarize yourself with it. That's what I did right before this stream. I was actually over on CK Jensen's channel. They were it was them and JK Lambo. They were streaming together. There's like a Witches Coven streamathon happening. I think it was organized by Evelyn.
Yes.
And so it has been going on. It's still continuing on throughout today and tomorrow. So go make sure you support your local coven, okay? Because
100%.
it is in fact spooky season, which means you basically have to pay the coven tax and support all of the coven live streams, even if you're not writing. That's just the rules. I don't make them. I just don't shoot the messenger, okay? My short-term goal for this first sprint, because I've already, like I said, I've already done a little bit of my reading, editing. I'm caught up now through what I wrote yesterday. So, and I've only added like 80 words to the document today. So I guess I need to get halfway to 1,000. So make it to 500 words by the end of the 40 minutes. So, but even if I don't finish my 1,000 on the stream, I have the rest of the day to write. I just got to run by Novel later today, which is our indie local bookstore, because I'm doing a fun little event tomorrow. So that'll be fun.
Exciting.
But let me get our timer pulled up. Okay, friends. Also, I'm curious. Let me know if you can hear this.
I can hear that, yeah.
Can you hear the rain?
Yeah.
Do we like it? Does it sound good? Is it relaxing? Do we hate it? Do you want me to turn it off? Like, what's the vibes, chat? Let me know. And can you hear the rain? I'm curious. I'm assuming if Charlie can hear it, then you all can hear it. Because last time I tried to use the rain setting on StreamYard, someone said it sounded like bacon grease, like frying bacon, like the poppy kind of noise.
I mean, it does kind of sound a bit like that, but it's like rain, and it's almost like you can, like a stream, sort of.
Yeah. Okay. Chat is liking it. Do you like it, or would you rather not have any sound, Charlie?
Oh no, it's fine. I like it.
Okay. Okay, it's not super loud. Okay. We're just gonna try it out. And if by the end of the stream, if you're like, you know what, Cody, that was absolutely horrible. Please never do that again. I won't do it. But for now, we will. So 40 minutes are on the clock. Best of luck to you all and happy writing. I am here. I just have too many tabs open. Okay, and now to make the rain stop. There we go. How did you do?
Well, I didn't hit my goal, but I was almost there. I read like 2 chapters because I wanted to kind of see where like the flow was taking me before to kind of lead up. And the chapter that I had written just prior to chapter 5 was really a really short one, so I just needed a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I like 168 words, and I broke 5K.
Oh yes, we love to see it. Oh, we're at very similar points because I am at almost 4,900 right now, so we're like right at the same area of our books. So how fun! Also, I read what you sent me on Instagram. Slay.
I'm glad you liked it.
I loved it. Loved it. I love that she was like, let me scare this little kid real quick.
Yeah, like you can see like she's coming from a good place, but like her actions are a little suspect in that.
I love it though.
It's just a little like maybe she shouldn't have done it like that, I guess.
Yeah. They killed a darling and deleted 2 whole chapters. Sounds like a very destructive time. We love to see it. It's 5 p.m. Too late for a coffee. Oh no, absolutely. Well,
never too late for a coffee.
Depends on the day of the week. Like during the week, yes, because then I will not go to bed and I will be tired the next day at work. But it's the weekend. 5 p.m. is not too late for a coffee.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate my coffee mug? Sorry about my...
Oh, it's a skeleton and it's like in a little hot tub.
Yeah,
I live.
When it's full, it's really cute. I love it.
I love that. Yeah, I'm very basic. I'm just drinking out of a iced coffee out of a Stanley because I drink a lot of coffee. It's fine. OMG, yay. Newsletter sent onto short story submissions. Very fun. I got like 250 in that. So I'm not a lot. The words are coming slow, but you know, it's totally fine. Yeah. But I did figure if we wanted to, we could share a line, perhaps, of what we either just wrote or just a line that we really like from something that is in this draft. You can share whatever you feel comfortable. So chat, if you would also like to participate, drop some lines. We'd love to read them. We will both share some lines because I'm not going to make Charlie share a line and me not share a line. So
share some lines.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying a lot of the lines in this book, to be fair. So it's kind of hard to pick one. But I will pick. Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
It doesn't matter. If you already have one, you can go ahead.
Okay, so let me see. Okay. It's kind of like the opening paragraph to chapter 4. It's short though. Midnight shimmers over the river and slick cobblestone path. A cool breeze drifts across the river, and Delaney pauses to enjoy the slight reprieve from the humidity. She watches as the water ripples and dances with the low-flying insects, where one retreats and the other bobs forward in a never-ending midnight waltz.
Oh, okay, never-ending midnight waltz. That's so cute. Like, I love that. Like, I'm seeing it. Like, it's just very like a very cozy nighttime vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love that.
This is like the perfect book to write in the fall time.
Right. I couldn't agree more. This book has been a lot of fun, just because it's like magical and like this is my first time writing a book with magic in it, you know. So
tell me how it's going.
I love it. I'm having a great time. I guess I can just read the very last line that I wrote, or lines. Air floods my lungs and already found a typo because I was typing away. Air floods my lungs in scraping breaths. When he releases me, I lurch forward. The salty air fills my lungs like a rainstorm in the desert. Yeah, because he was just getting choked out. So, but I shared a line on CK stream that I really liked. And so I'll share that one as well, just because
Can we just,
I really like it.
lines? I want to share another one too.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Let's just talk about lines.
You know what? You go first. You go.
Oh, okay. Where is it at? Oh, I love this line. Okay. It's funny how one can look at an endless string of bad days and still smile because they didn't have to face them alone. No matter how bad it got, we had each other, a silent vow that solace could be found if we only knew where to look. Love that line.
Love it.
I added that during the CK stream. So I was like, I gotta shout that one out because I did write that one today as well. So
beautiful. This one I shared on one of Evelyn's streams, I think last week. But I really just like this one. Lanterns hover around the border of the garden and throughout Rasmus's yard. Their flames flicker in the slight breeze, casting their surroundings in a Tangelo bouquet.
Tangelo bouquet, girl, that sounds like a chocolate Ferrero Rocher. I love it. I love a good just very specific imagery. I love it.
Yeah. Well,
because
go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go.
I was just gonna say, like, so much of writing, but really, I mean, any art form is telling the consumer where to look. Mm-hmm. Like you're telling them exactly where to look at in all these different scenes, so that you can, maybe pull some tricks and do a little fun stuff behind the scenes while their attention is somewhere else. And so a lot of storytelling is just really diverting attention to different places. So it's just when you have that specific imagery, you're telling them exactly what we're looking at, and I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I really just I appreciate a good descriptive, sentence or two. I try to find a good balance. So I almost always open up a chapter with a short description of where they're at, especially if they're entering into a new place. But it's more about the atmosphere for me. I not necessarily it's important for them to know, but just setting the vibes, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that.
We love the vibes. We do have a couple lines in chat. Let's see. From the short story, in the end, though, there was one new mother, one newborn baby, one bundle of gross remnants stuffed into a trash bag, and one tired Astrid. Ooh. Okay. It made me happy to play at the park, is his excerpt. We love. An impulse shoots through me, and I read the same one in his gaze. Act on it, a voice whispers in the back of my head. When else will you have time? When you're dead? We kiss like it's our last day in the galaxy, and maybe it is. Oh, we love a kiss scene. Love. Hello, JK Lambo. Welcome. Hopping from one stream to the next because JK Lambo was on with CK. So we're just stream hopping all day today, and I love that. Okay, so we have about 10 minutes to yap. If anyone else wants to share lines, if we want to share more lines, if we want to just, what do we want to yap about? What's the vibes? What are the vibes?
Honestly, I could share lines all day, but I did have a question.
Okay.
So how do you feel moving from writing, thriller, mystery, and that it's a pretty strong, bold pivot into fantasy? What are your thoughts and feelings about that, and how are you finding the differences, I guess, between when you were writing that book and now?
Yeah. I really, because I feel like every book has its own process. I will say my processes for Ghostwriters Club and Terms and Conditions, because they were both thrillers, they looked very similar. But with this project, I did a much, much more extensive outline I had like a series plan. I had like a timeline from the last 100 years up until the moment the story starts. I had all of these like character, relations and like what god or goddess they're related to in the grand scheme of things. I planned out their arcs. Like I planned out so much, which is something that I did not do with my thrillers. My thrillers were very much just like here's the story, list of events, here's all the twists, here's the red herrings, and then that was really it. But I'm definitely, I don't know, I'm feeling like my fantasy voice is definitely leaning a little more literary because it's very character focused. And even though it's this grand epic journey that we're going to go on, I definitely feel that my fantasy voice is going to be, as the way it's presenting right now, is much more introspective than my thriller voice. Because my thriller voice is very much just like stakes, pace. We got to, keep the twists coming. Like, oh, I need to have a little twist at the end of every chapter to make you want to keep reading the next chapter. Like, but I'm not thinking about that with this. With this, I'm just thinking about telling these characters stories in a what's the word? In a way that is still exciting, but like you want to know more, not necessarily because there's a twist at the end of every chapter, but because you're investing in these characters and these really weird circumstances that they are experiencing in these first few chapters. And so, yeah, it's definitely been very different, but I am just so excited. That's what I love about each book. You learn so much more about yourself with each one. And yeah, this one's been a blast so far to write and to just dive into, because there's a lot riding on this story, because this is like the characters and the ideas that I came up with when I was 12, like when I was like a wee child, like one of the first big books that I remember wanting to write. But I always knew that it was going to be a series. And so that's why I started with thriller, because those are the two genres I read in, fantasy or thriller/horror. And so with that, I was like, okay, thriller and horror, it is most common to have standalone novels. Like you don't typically see series in the thriller horror genre. There are some, but not very many. And so I was like, I can start with that genre to learn the craft of story and, having all these different characters that I'm juggling and weaving plot and twists and all these things. I can start practicing juggling those things with those first two books, which was Ghostwriters Club and Project Terms and Conditions. And now that I'm on my third book, I feel like I've really nailed down that process of how I work best and how my creativity works the best. And so now I feel like I'm ready to take on this challenge, and I'm loving what's coming up. And so it's just like reading it back is almost validating that I did the right thing and I did the standalones first, and I really got a good understanding of things before jumping into this. Because if I had tried to write this book first, it would not be what it is right now. So yeah, it's been a great time.
Great. So before I respond, I apologize in advance. My dog is sleeping and he likes to talk in his sleep. And so if you hear any of that, my apologies. But yeah, I love that you said that. And I'm glad that it's going really well for you. Sorry. Can you hear it?
I can't really even hear it, honestly. Oh, I can kind of hear like a little something, but only if you're like, it's quiet, Otherwise, I can't hear it. It is
quiet, but it's just so cute when he does that. I love it so much. But anyways, I agree with you, because I went from sci-fi to fantasy, which I feel like is not really as big of a jump from like thriller to fantasy. But I feel like with fantasy in particular, like it's such, like you could do so much with it. So it is like one of those things where you really have to know like how to, you have to have some experience, I feel like, before you just jump in and write a fantasy project, like writing on other things, because it's just such a big, like there's so many things to think about. And the stories, the stories that you see, I'm so sorry. Like it's so
it's okay. I think it's precious.
It is so cute. But
having
The
chasing
story,
rabbits in the dreams. I
yeah, like
love it. Are the little feet kicking?
yeah, he goes so
Yeah.
hard. Sometimes he howls, and it's just like it's so funny.
Oh my
But
gosh. Talk about deep sleep.
yeah, no kidding. Um, but like there's so much you have to think about when it comes to fantasy, and like being able to play around with different genres beforehand can be really helpful so that you know how to like craft the story first and
Mhm.
beforehand. Just because it can be really overwhelming, like to just automatically jump in. There's just way too many things to think about, I think, for fantasy to be your first project. I mean, I'm not saying it's
Mhm.
impossible, it's just a lot.
Yeah.
So
Especially if it's a
kudos to you.
series.
Yeah, kudos to you for thinking that through and like and doing that first and having that forethought to do that. Because personally, I did not, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why it took me so long to actually, you know, find my flow as a writer. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, I wish I had taken a note out of your book and maybe done something
Yeah.
a little easier first. So
Yeah, I wanted to work in worlds that where I didn't have to world build, that like the world
mhm,
already exists. I'm just telling a
yeah,
story of something happening in the world we live in, you know, a fictionalized story, obviously. But yeah, I needed to know all the rules before I was able to know which ones I wanted to break with like this series and stuff. So yeah,
yeah,
it was really, really cool. Great learning experience. And also, we're not saying that if you are starting your very first book and it is fantasy, that's fine.
yeah,
If
not at
that's
all.
what the genre that you love the most, the one that your heart is called to,
Do
write as
it.
many fantasy books as you want. Just for our experience, it was definitely much easier for me starting with something that I knew could be a standalone as opposed to something that was a series and I was going to have to figure out how to track that across multiple books. I
Yeah,
didn't even know how to track it across one book yet. So,
I think it kind of goes hand in hand with that advice. Like, try writing like short stories and stuff before you try writing a full length novel, because
mhm.
like you have to, it you'll make it a lot easier on yourself. Not saying that it's impossible. Not saying that you shouldn't go ahead and jump full steam ahead into writing a fantasy novel. But it makes it easier to understand like what goes into creating a story that has like that's like vibrant and rich and has like depth and substance
Mhm.
than to like practice doing that in a shorter form or maybe like a different genre first where you don't have to like create and bend all of these rules
Yeah. But
in a
short stories alone are like their own beast because
oh yeah
me,
for sure
one thing about me, I'm not brief about nothing. I'm gonna make a long story longer.
say
Okay.
like give me a short story and I'll tell you 400,000 ways how to make it into a full-length novel. Like
Yes.
that's just
Like
how my
it's
brain works.
yeah.
I'm
I don't think in short stories. I think in big picture novels. Like it's crazy. But I have done a few while I was kind of in a I guess what do you call it? I guess slow season of writing. I did like dabble in short stories for a little bit, and it was fun. But it was definitely difficult to figure out how to tell an entire story in 1,000 words because I think we were doing flash fiction. It was like a
okay.
thousand words or less, and we had to tell like a weird Wild West horror story in 1,000 words. And I was like, uh, "What do you mean?" But it was a fun little exercise to learn how to be concise with words at times because I am a yapper and a rambler and I struggle with being concise sometimes. So, you know,
Sure.
I'm not brief about nothing is my motto. Truly, put that on my tombstone because to make a long story longer, I don't shut up. So, speaking of shutting up, Cody, we need to do another sprint. So, second 40 minutes are on the clock, friends. Best of luck to you all and happy writing. All right. That was the second sprint. How did you do, friend?
I wrote exactly 400 words.
Slay! Funny enough, I think I did the same because I'm sitting at around 600 total for the day. So, yeah.
Good job.
Are we wanting to share lines from this most recent session?
I can share a line, but only if everybody is comfortable with it because I'm writing a pretty intense
Are there any
scene
trigger
right
warnings
now.
we need to give?
Yeah, there's violence.
Trigger warning for violence. Is there gore, blood?
No gore, but just like it's intense, I guess. Like I could try to find a line that's not like.
I mean, I think it'd be fine. Just be aware that there may be themes of violence in this text.
Yeah.
We're all writers here. I'm sure we've all written worse.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to find one that's not too bad because it's like to just kind of like set the scene and give some context. My main character Delaney is walking up on her boss, basically like beating a child, and she's stepping in between them. So he's like now turning his wrath onto her, basically. I guess. Okay. I'll just read this line. Okay. I see Vesper's teeth glint in the moonlight. A queasy weight settles into my stomach as he raises his fist. You'll do more than that, he says as he starts to bring his fist down. I'm between them before I have a chance to think it through. His fist collides with my side and a sharp ache ripples through my body. So I'll just read that because the rest of it is pretty.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I should mention, I forgot to say this. I started this and writing it in third person. I'm switching it to first person. So that's why there's some discrepancies there. I haven't actually gone back to change some of the stuff that I've already written.
Listen, I know all about that. The Ghostwriters Club was originally in third person, and I was like, got to rewrite this whole thing. It's fine.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, here's a little scene that happens, it's a little moment between my two main male characters. Goodness. Because, there is maybe going to be a little bit of a romance between them. Okay, here we go. Luca, are you okay? Asher asks, crouching next to me. I can't quite form words yet, so I nod. I start to get up, but Asher quickly jumps in to assist me, wrapping his arm around my waist until I am on my feet. His grip is strong, and my skin prickles at his touch, and when he lets go, there's a part of me that wishes he hadn't.
Ooh, okay.
I'm just like kicking my feet over here at my two main male characters. Love them. But yeah, that's my line that I'll share. Oh, I do have a scary line. I guess I can do that too, because Jinx, not Jinx, Thunk just came on the page and he was scary, but it's fine. We live. Where is it at?
When you're done with that, I have another line. That we're switching. Like I shared a scary line, and you shared a sweet moment between your two male characters, and I want to share the line where my main character sees her love interest.
Heard. Okay, so this is my little passage of what Thunk is what's happening right now. I release Jinx, shoving
Okay.
her to the sands and out of her brother's path. I shift my weight to move out of the way, but the sand underfoot keeps me in place. Before I can dodge, the palm of his hand slams into my chest, lifting my body high over his head before slamming me to the ground. I nearly retch as every molecule of air is forced from my body. I gasp, desperately trying to fill my lungs as his hand moves under my chin, fingers tightening around my throat. I jolt under his weight, desperately kicking and clawing, doing anything I can to pry his fingers away. It's useless. The more I fight, the stronger his grip becomes. This guy picks me up and slams me down without breaking a sweat. It's only a matter of seconds until he snaps my neck. The corners of my vision begin to darken, and I become struck with the overwhelming fear that I will never experience a full breath again. Yeah, fun little fight scene moment. But he survives, don't worry. It's only chapter 3.
Okay, good. All right, I'm gonna share.
This made me laugh.
I'm gonna share this little bit. Okay, a familiar voice filters in through a cracked window, and I pause to look up from the mess. My eyes widen as I spot the landscaper's inky black hair rippling in a soft breeze. Rasmus. He smiles down at a small child playing with a stick and laughs as the boy swings it through the air like a sword. Heat rushes to my cheeks as he turns his head towards the apothecary. His briny blue eyes meet mine through the square window on the shop door. I swear I can see the corners of his mouth tilt upwards before he turns back to the boy.
At the corners of the mouth tilting upward. A little smirk. We love to see. Such great lines. All around great progress made by everyone today. And speaking of all the progress we've made today, it is time to say goodbye for the day. But like I said, there are many live streams happening this weekend. So make sure you are attending them all because it is required. With that said, Charlie, would you like to tell the people where they can find you on the internet?
Oh yeah, sure. You can find me on the internet here on YouTube. I'm at Charlie Ray Writes. Okay. Oh my goodness, I cannot speak. Charlie Ray Writes on YouTube and at charlie.ray.writes on Instagram. I do writing content, like writing vlogs and live streams such as this. Over on my channel, I'm on a little bit of a
hiatus.
A break right now. Yeah, just like a little one. I should be coming back very soon, hopefully this week. So if you would like to follow me over there, please.
Very nice. Love to have you. If this is the first of my streams that you're seeing, I am Cody. I'm here on YouTube. And while during this season, I'm not posting any content, I am doing a ton of live streams. So if you love a good writing sesh, I will literally be here 3 times a week, every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, excluding holidays, all the way through the end of the year. And other than that, my most updated platform is Instagram. I'll be basically throughout the 90 days sharing snippets of the writing that I'm doing. I shared a little snippet yesterday from chapter 3. So yeah, go follow me over there, Cody the Writer, on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and all the places. So, but I mostly update YouTube and Instagram. So that is the tea on that. Thank you all so much for being here with us today. Thank you, Charlie, for coming and hanging out on the channel.
Of course, love it.
With that said, we will see you all somewhere else on the internet. But until then,